Hello, and welcome to another episode of Let's Build a Real Zoo, where we are building the Cleveland Metro Parks Zoo. This is episode 8, and we'll be working on the lion's habitat. But before we get started, if there's a game you would like me to play, you can go ahead and drop it in the comments below, and I would love to try it out. So let's go ahead and get started. So I wasn't 100% pleased with how the African lion habitat turned out. From memory, I could have sworn there was a glass viewing area to see the lions, but I could not find any reference photos on the internet at all. So I had to look at a few videos, and none of the videos showed a glass little viewing, and I'm pretty sure there is one on the left side. And while I was looking at the zoo map, I think there might be. So I might come back to this another time and add a little glass viewing area on the left side of the habitat. I think it would be a little nice little touch, instead of just the viewing from the moat area. I don't know. I really feel like there was a glass viewing area there. And yeah, so I wasn't really thrilled with how this turned out. It's not bad. It doesn't look exactly like the real habitat, but you know, it's all right. Again, I might come back and change it later. We'll have to see. Yeah, and all of those, the water treatment and the little power electrical whatnot, it's chilling right there. Those are going to be moved, or I'll either push them underground or hide them somewhere else, because there is, I believe, a trolley, a little train station right next to the lion's habitat, so I will include that at some point. I don't know if I'll do that. I know it won't be the next episode, because the next episode I'm working on the African savanna with the zebras, ostriches, and the giraffes. That might be a two-part video just because it is a little bit larger. But maybe after that I'll try and figure out the layout of the little trolley and then maybe make a little episode on that. But yeah, so these little bamboo wall art decorative pieces that I put here, yeah, so the lions can actually climb up those. I didn't realize that until the end, but I wanted something that resembled the wood, like a wood toned of the actual exhibit habitat, but I couldn't find anything. But so I found these. So I was like, well, these will do. But then later on, I found out that the lions can actually climb up those, and I don't know if it's in this. I don't know if I recorded it in this video or not. I guess we'll wait and see. But the lions did escape. So I tried to. I think I figured a way so they couldn't climb onto those, but you know, I don't know. I might have to just go in and redo it. I did find a different paneling that might work that I don't believe is climbable, and it's a darker wood. So I might go in and just revamp this. Again, it's not bad. It's just I wasn't thrilled with how it turned out. Yeah, I really liked this little cave, and I really liked the idea of the moat right there, so the people are able to view the lions like right in front of them, so there isn't any glass or a barrier blocking their view. So I really liked that idea. But I also thought this was like kind of small. I know I could have made it a little bigger, but the actual habitat at the zoo, if I remember correctly, it's really not that big either. And I believe they only have like 2 or 3 lions in there. I could only fit 2 in here without it getting, without the lions complaining that there was not enough space for them. So I only put 2 in here, and I think that was fine. I think it worked out. They don't really have much to roam around. So yeah, I might come back to this another time, give them a little more space, add the glass viewing on this side right here. But we'll see. And yeah, so They can definitely climb. And so I decided to try and do this where I have the bamboo on both sides because I didn't like the brick showing through. I wasn't too thrilled about that. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll try and, you know, put the bamboo on both sides. But then he had this weird gap in the middle there. And I was like, well, this, I don't know. That didn't look too good either. So I tried to block that little gap, at least from the view of the guests, with those pillars. I mean, it's all right. Yeah. So I did it again on this side. But from the guest's point of view, you can't really see it. It's just whenever you're looking down, you can see it. So I try and think, okay, well, what would the guests see? And how would it look for them? Because I guess it doesn't really matter what I think. You know, it's more about the guests and what they think looks nice. But yeah, and I wish they had like thicker tree trunks. I feel like that'd be nice to just have thicker like dead tree trunks chilling, hanging out around, you know? And I did put way too many plants in here. I know I said, you know, plants are awesome, and, you know, if something just looks boring and bland, throw plants everywhere. But it got to a point where they were like, you know what, Haley, there's too many plants in here, and the lions do not like it. I don't believe it affects their wellness too much, or their welfare. I don't believe it affects it too much, but I was like, you know what? We'll take a few pictures with all the plants around, and then we'll just take a few plants out so we can try and make the lions as happy as can be. But I really did like adding these little vines, or I believe they're called like ivies. I really liked adding these here and there, because in one of the reference photos you can see that there is like overgrown ivy around the little cave area, which I thought was a nice little touch. Add some little details here and there. And yeah, so this is just putting plants all over the place. Whenever I was building this part, the little fence, the stone fence, so that the people and the guests wouldn't be able to go over, from what I could see in the video that I was watching for reference, I believe it was a little stone hedge. I couldn't really tell. Again, there weren't really many reference photos or videos for me to actually try and see what was going on here. But I believe it was just kind of a little stone hedge that was keeping or separating the lions and the guests. So I just kind of threw that there and try to straighten it up a little bit. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look perfect, but it's, you know, supposed to be stone. So that's what I did there, and tried to block that little part with some more stones. I think it turned out okay. Nothing crazy. Yeah, definitely nothing like the flamingo habitat or the elephant crossing. Those were definitely so far my favorites. But yeah, and see, lions were actually my favorite animals, so I was kind of upset that I wasn't too thrilled about this habitat. Again, it's not bad, but it's just kind of bland, I think, in my opinion. And I really like that I added this little visor there. I don't know, I thought it was a nice little touch. It was a little cute. So we're just trying to fill it in, make it look a little nice. And in the photo here, I could see that there were a ton of plants on the other side of the little stone hedge that was, you know, dividing the guests from the lions. I think I might have gone a little overboard though while I put these plants here. Yeah, I kind of put a lot. I like duplicated it and then just kind of duplicated it again and just drug it through the whole thing. I probably could have done with just the one instead of duplicating it, but we were just gonna go with the little overgrown look here. And yeah, so now I'm just putting the education boards up, and it was, yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna go back and add that little viewing from the left side there, the little glass viewing. I think that would just make it look a little better, and I'm pretty sure there is a glass viewing area. I'm pretty sure there is. And I guess I didn't show it here. I do end up adding 3 pillars instead of just the 2 pillars there. Here are the screenshots. Again, there wasn't much for me to go off of. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. It wasn't anything too crazy. But yeah, in the next episode, we'll be working on the African savanna with the giraffes, zebras, and the ostriches. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the bell, so that you don't miss out on the next episodes. And give it a big old thumbs up if you like this episode. All right, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.